Hey, do you want your kid to be big and strong? Not scared of a little roughhousing? And with that roughhousing, you're not afraid of irreversible brain damage that, as far as we know, is incurable? Well, get your kid in the greatest sport on earth, football! Now, you may be wondering, brain damage, not in Pee-wee. I mean, the roughest plays are like a kitten pouncing on a red dot, right? You see, while that may have looked rough on my body, the real danger is what minds to my happens. What happens to my mind? You see, while football players can't avoid getting a broken bone all of their career, what they can't avoid is hits to the head. Up to 20% of high school players will develop some form of CTE. Now, you may be wondering what CTE is. Let's go back to the lab and find out. Welcome to the lab. Now, CTE, or chronic traumatic encephalopathy, is a brain disease that stems from multiple hits to the head. CTE causes a number of debilitating side effects, such as memory loss, confusion, night terrors, permanent migraines, Parkinson's, and Alzheimer's, and has caused at least 2 suicides, although it's hard to tell if CTE causes suicidal thoughts or the effects of CTE causes them. Now, if you want my opinion, I'd advise against putting your little kid in football entirely, but I hear your cries. Let the kids play football. So, despite my lack of enthusiasm in contact football, there is a great non-contact version, and that is flag football. This non-contact version of football allows your little tykes to be running and jumping around without any of the risk. It has a lower concussion rate than youth soccer, and it's been growing substantially in popularity, up to 30% since 2015. So great, you ready to put your kid in flag football?
No, that sounds stupid.
What? You don't think that's how the game's intended to be played?
No, it destroys the game.
You think I'm destroying the game? Well, fine. I guess we can come to a compromise. But you have to put your kid in a better form of youth football. For one, the form needs some work. Many youth football coaches don't teach about proper technique, or they teach it incorrectly. Proper tackling form actually reduces not only head injuries, but all injuries. When 2 properly trained teams play against each other, their head injury rate goes down by up to 50% when compared to teams who are not trained. Additionally, reducing hitting practice to 1 time per week reduces the concussion rate substantially. When you're looking at these numbers, proper training seems vital. The next improvement you can make is the so-called first line of defense and player safety, the helmet. Many youth football teams use antiquated helmets that are up to 15 years old. You're supposed to throw away a bike helmet if you drop it 1 time, and these helmets have taken hundreds of hits and are still in use. Please ensure your child has a safe and preferably new helmet if you care about their safety. Just take it from Sid Lucky, one of Pee-wee football's greatest athletes ever, and who played without a helmet. Take it away, Sid.
Yep, those are the best 2 years of my life, throwing blocks left and right, and I feel better than ever. Apart from the fact that I got Parkinson's in my right hand, my vision goes a little funny in my left eye, and then I sometimes don't remember things too well. But other than that, those were the best 5 seasons I ever played. 5 years I ever played throwing the ball or catching the ball. Or maybe I was blocking. I don't really remember. Anyways, the best 3 seasons I ever played. Now, where can I find this here documentary?
You can find it online.
Oh, okay. Play ball!
Thanks, Sid. I guess. Anyways, that brings me to my last point, concussion monitoring. You see, after you get 1 concussion, it becomes slightly easier to get another. And after you get another concussion, it becomes slightly easier to get the next. And after you get another concussion, it becomes just a little bit easier to get the next one. So on and so forth. This so-called concussion stacking effect can become out of hand if left untreated. The best thing to do is to let the victim of concussion rest for up to a full week to ensure that he recovers fully. Other than that, the only other solution is to take your child out of football if you feel like they suffered too many concussions. Because after your concussion threshold is lowered, it can never be raised again. Now, what I've said can be scary. 20% of high schoolers getting CT, that seems pretty high. But with proper reforms, the sport we all know and love can be safer. Even the NFL recently has made safety a top priority after some well, let's just say less than stellar press about the risk of concussions. And now, while we can't wait for the trickle-down effect to make our youth league safer, why don't we make it safer ourselves? Ask your local youth league commissioner about ensuring proper techniques for all teams. Ask your coach about making sure every player has a safe helmet. There's numerous things you can do to ensure the safety of your kid. Overall, I hope you've learned a lot about player safety. And as always, thanks for watching.
One, go.
Thank you to everyone watching, from all of us, in front of the camera
And behind the camera,
Thanks for watching.